Good day, students. Today we're going to talk about engaging in moderate to vigorous physical activity and developing your skill in related fitness. Imagine if your body was like a cell phone. What happens if you don't use it or charge it? It will get weak, slow, and even eventually shut down. Our bodies is also work the same way. If we don't move enough, we lose our own strength, our own energy, and even our health. That's why engaging in moderate to vigorous physical activity is so important. Wherein these activities that will make you breathe faster, sweat more, and feel your heartbeat like jogging, cycling, swimming, or even in playing sports. But fitness isn't only about being active. It's also about developing your own skills. Wherein these skills are the health-related fitness. It includes like speed, balance, coordination, agility, power, and reaction time. These skills help athletes perform better, but they also help us in daily life, like when we need to move quickly, how to stay balanced, or react fast in certain situations. In our science subject, we have food pyramid. Also in our class, we also have fitness pyramid, which is like a guide for staying active and healthy. It tells us what kinds of activities should we do more often and what should we cut down. These activities are arranged from bottom to top, meaning the green one or the ones at the bottom should be done the most, while the top part should be the one will be limited. Now let's find out the different classification of exercise that you may want to include for your fitness program. You may begin with improving on aerobic fitness or exercise. It is any physical activity that makes you sweat, that causes your breathe harder, and gets your heart beating faster compared when you are at rest. Doing aerobic exercise regularly, it strengthens your heart and lungs, and it also trains your cardiovascular system to manage and deliver oxygen more quickly and efficiently throughout the body. Example of aerobic activities includes walking in a brief space, swimming, jogging, or even dancing. For you're able to measure your heartbeats per minute every time you engage in a physical activity, you must first know the specific points in the body where the heartbeat can felt. We have the apical site, carotid pulse site, the radial pulse site, and the temporal pulse site. First one, we have the apical site. Apical site, it is taken from the apex of the heart and can sometimes be felt very clearly by placing the heel of the hand over the left chest. Okay? Tandaan, pag nabasa na ang apex, letter A, that's called apical site. Okay? Apical site or the apical pulse are located in your left side of the chest, just below of the nipple, yung nipple part natin. And ito yung usually ginagamit ng mga doktor na nasa hospital and clinic to get the accurate measurement or the heartbeat using the stethoscope. Okay? The second one, we have the carotid pulse site. Carotid is taken from the carotid artery just beside the larynx using the light pressure from the tip of the pointer finger or the pointer and middle finger. Okay? Ito yung usually ginagamit ng mga nasa emergencies. Okay? Dahil dito ang malakas nafe-feel yung heartbeat. Dito yung malakas at madaling makuha ang heartbeat. Okay? But remember, never check both carotid arteries, your left and right. Hindi mo mafe-feel ang heartbeat mo. That's why you need to choose one side. Okay? You need to choose one side kung saan mo kukunin yung heartbeat sa carotid pulse site. The third one is the radial pulse rate. It is taken from the radial artery at the wrist in the line with the thumb using tips of the pointer and middle finger. The radial pulse rate is located in the wrist on the thumb side. Okay? You need to place your index or your middle finger in the wrist below the thumb. This is the common method for checking your pulse rate during or after exercise. And the fourth one is a temporal pulse site. can be obtained from the left or right temple with a light pressure from the tips of the pointer and middle fingers, wherein the temporal is coming or located in your temple or in your head beside the side of your forehead. That is your temple. Okay? You need to place the fingers, the pointer and middle finger gently on your temple area to feel the pulse. And sometimes ginagamit ito sa mga infants or pag yung times na hindi mo ma-feel ang heartbeat mo sa may radial and sa may carotid part, ginagamit ng mga doctors or ng mga ibang tao ang kanilang temple. Aerobic fitness, it is the ability of the body's cardiovascular system to supply energy during continuous physical activities such as biking and running. This study shows that this type of exercise should provides many health benefits such as decreasing risk from heart disease, stroke, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes and some cancers. The next classification of exercise that you may do is for your muscular strength. It is the ability of your muscles to exert force during an activity such as lifting weights. Muscle strengthening exercise, it involves using your muscles to work against a resistance such as body weights, elastic bands or resistance bands, or lifting weights. Muscular endurance, on the other hand, it is how many times you can lift certain amount of weight. Resistance training such as weightlifting, push-ups, and crunches work your muscle by using your own body weight. This resistance training help you to increase your muscular strength and endurance. And the bone strengthening exercise or any weight-bearing activity that produce a force on the bone is also important to overall health for children and adults. What is bone strengthening? Bone strengthening, this is a force is usually produced by the impact with the ground and results in the bone growth when it comes to children and healthy maintenance for the bone density in for adults. Flexibility exercises. It is where you stretch your muscles and may improve your range of motion at your joints. We have two types of stretching. We have static and dynamic. Pag sinabi nating static, it is where you stretch your own muscle and keep it in one position without moving. The purpose of static stretching, it will help you to relax your muscle and improve the flexibility. So, kailan nangyayari at kailan madalas ginagawa ang static? Okay, after exercise or during your cool down exercises. Example of static stretching is sitting and reaching for your toes. What else? Pulling your arm across your chest and holding it. Pag sinabi nating static, you are doing stretching without moving in your specific area or place. You're just standing while doing your own stretching exercises. While the dynamic stretching, it is where you stretch while moving your body in a controlled way. The purpose of dynamic stretching is it warms up your muscles, increase blood flow, and prepare the body for your own activity. Kailan nangyayari si dynamic? It happens before or during the exercise. Kung si static nag-i-stay ka lang in one place while doing the stretching, si dynamic ay nandun ka pa rin sa mismong place but you are moving around. Ibig sabihin, from one place to another ka or you're moving left or right both sides. Okay? That's called dynamic. And kailan nangyayari si dynamic? Nangyayari siya before or during the exercise. Okay? So, the examples of dynamic stretching, these are jumping jacks, walking lunges, leg swings from both sides way, and even high knees or butt kicks. Okay? That is the difference of static and dynamic. Take note, pag sinabi nating dynamic, ginagawa siya before or during the exercise or to get ready exercise at madalas naglalakad ka or umaalis ka doon sa pwesto mo. Si static, you are stay still or nakatayo ka lang in that particular place just like in stretching na nag-stretch ka ng arms mo. And nangyayari si static during, after, or cool down exercises or patapos na ng exercise mo. In static stretching, there are also two forms of static stretching. We have active static and passive static. Pag sinabi nating active static, it involves performing static stretches without assistance. You are stretching a muscle with a holding position, only using your own strength without the help of other people or using any object. That's called static. Wala kang assistance, tao man or bagay. Example of static is raising one leg in front of you and holding it without a support. Okay? Ikaw lang mismo ang nagre-raise at the same time wala kang support na ginagamit. Stretching your arms overhead and holding them there. Okay, nag-stretching ka without using assistance. That's called static stretching. The second one, we have the passive static. It involves performing the stretches passively with assistance. So, ibig sabihin, kung si active wala, si passive meron ka ng assistance. You are stretching your muscles and holding the position with the help of something or someone like gravity, pwedeng partner, pwedeng isang equipment or object. Examples of passive static, these are sitting on the floor, reaching your toes, while pulling it to your hands deep into your stretch. Or, your partner is pushing your leg gently upward while you lie on your back. Or you are using the strap or a towel in pulling your leg closer when stretching your hamstring. Okay? Ibig sabihin, pag si passive, gumagamit na tayo ng equipment or tao para i-assist tayo dun sa mismong stretching exercise. Okay? Take note, pag sinabi nating active, you hold it by yourself. Mag-isa mo lang, wala kang assistance. Pag passive, you receive an assistance or you hold a stretch with a object or with a person. Circuit training and resistance training. Circuit training, it is when you alternate between several exercises, like from 5 to 10, that target different muscle groups. Pag sinabi natin circuit training, it is a type of workout that involves a moving through a series of different exercises or stations with a little rest in between. The purpose of circuit training is to improve your overall fitness from strength, endurance, and cardio. How it works, kailan or paano to nangyayari, paano to ginagawa. Ginagawa to if you perform 5 to 10 exercises and there's in between of those exercises ay merong nakalakip na rest. Okay? For example is 30 seconds jumping jacks. Then meron kang 15 seconds rest. Then susunod si 15 squats. Then another 15 seconds rest. And susunod si 10 push-ups. At merong nakalakip na in between na sabi natin 15 second rest. Okay? That is circuit training. Meron siyang in between na pahinga with the series of exercises or stations of your exercises. While si resistance training, this is a type of exercise that increase your lean muscle mass, which is particularly important for weight loss. Okay? These are the exercises where your muscles work against a force or resistance. The purpose of resistance training is it builds your muscles, your tone muscles. At the same time, it strengthens your muscles and increase your endurance. Okay? Nangyayari ito if you use some equipment like the resistance bands, body weight, or the free weights, including the machines or weight machines. Okay? Example of resistance training is push-up, bicep curls, or using dumbbells, squats, using weights. Okay? Those are the resistance training. Gumagamit ka ng equipment or you're doing that exercise to strengthen the muscles, at the same time, the endurance, the strength of your muscles, and increase your endurance in that particular physical activity. The key idea of resistance and circuit is circuit training. It is a mix of exercise series or sequence of exercise, while the resistance training is you are focusing on making your own muscles stronger with pushing or pulling against a resistance bands or weight bands. There are two levels of intensity in physical activity. We have the moderate and vigorous. Pag sinabi natin moderate, it requires moderate amount of effort. Medium lang, medium amount. While the vigorous, it requires a large amount of effort that causes rapid breathing. Okay? Pag sinabi natin moderate, these are the activities that make your heart beat faster and breathing heavier. Pero, nakakapagsalita ka pa after mo gumawa ng moderate physical activities. The benefit of moderate is to improve your heart health, endurance, and keep you active without tiring too quickly. Example of moderate are brisk walking, biking with easy pace, dancing, water aerobics, even yung ginawa natin sa bahay, like nagmamap tayo, nagga-garden, or nagbubuhat tayo ng mga bagay-bagay sa loob ng bahay. Those are the moderate intensity physical activity. Pag sinabi nating vigorous, these are the activities that make our heart beat much faster than the moderate. And our breathing mas mahirap kumpara doon sa moderate. At the same time, hindi ka makapagsalita ng any words, at the same time, hinihingal ka pag nagsasalita ka. Yun ang vigorous intensity. The benefit of vigorous, it builds our heart strong and at the same time with our lungs. It burns more calories and increase our stamina. Example of vigorous intensity are running and jogging, fast cycling, ano pa ba? Swimming laps, engaging in some competitive sports, doing some aerobics activities. Those are the vigorous intensity. Pag sa moderate, nakakapagsalita pa naman tayo doon, pero meron tayong pause, okay? Medyo nagpo-pause tayo, pero kaya pa natin magsalita ng malumanay, okay? Pero si vigorous naman, hinihingal na tayo kung saan hindi na tayo makahinga. Okay? Kailangan nating kumuha ng oxygen para makapagsalita tayo ng maayos. Okay? In moderate and vigorous physical activity, meron diyang measurement na ginagamit. We have the talk test. Through talk test, doon natin mami-measure kung yung ginawa ba nating activity is moderate or vigorous. Okay? Through talk test, we can evaluate if the activity na ginawa natin is a moderate or vigorous because through talk test, makikita natin kung hinihingal ba tayo or hindi ganun kahingal. Okay? So that is the difference of the two levels of physical activity. We have the moderate and vigorous physical activity. And you need to be familiar with the skill-related fitness. We already talked about the skill-related fitness. Okay? Natakal na natin ito during your prelim exam. So, you're going to review these different components of skill-related fitness from speed, balance, reaction time, coordination, agility, power. Okay? You need to be familiar including the examples of each component. Okay? Baka pumasok sa exam nyo naka-situational or hindi siya naka-definition, at least naintindihan nyo kung anong ibig sabihin ng agility. Take note, dapat sa ganitong bagay, hindi lang dapat natin minimemorize ang definition. We need to understand also the meaning and the purpose of having that component in our own body. Mas lalo't hindi lang ikaw, hindi lang siya. Even lahat tayong tao gumagamit or meron tayo nitong skill-related fitness.